Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we are doing a review of Ocean's Heart for the Nintendo Switch. So without further ado, let's make a start on that review. So this game is an action-adventure game, and as you can see, it's hugely inspired by the old classic Zelda games. The game sees you take control of a character called Tilia. She's in the Volunteer Navy, and after pirates destroy her village, you set out to rescue your friend Hazel, who has been kidnapped by the pirates, and also to try and find your father, who went in search of Hazel 6 months earlier. Let's talk about the gameplay. Now the game is pretty simple with its gameplay. Sword attack, special shield roll, they're pretty much your main key moves. Then you also have special weapons such as bombs and bow and arrows that are useful as well. Luckily you are able to fast travel from very early on in the game, almost within the first hour or so. And each time you reach a new port, fast travel to this area is unlocked, and also that section of the map is unlocked as well. If you want to improve the stats of your character, then speaking to the blacksmiths in each town that you visit, you'll be able to exchange money to help improve these stats. And then also, if you're looking to gain more money, there's various treasure chests throughout the game, or you can complete side missions or even main missions to gain more crowns or money to help improve your stats and to be able to buy food and various things like that. My biggest issue with this game, and it ruined the game for me to be perfectly honest, is there's so little information about where to go for the mission. It makes it so challenging. You can see from the footage below, you obviously get the little mission dialogue. This is what you need to do, this is where you need to go. Now normally in an RPG or any other kind of action adventure game, you go across to the map, and even if the map part isn't unlocked, you simply would get a little red dot or something to say you need to go in this direction. With this game, there's nothing. There's various signposts dotted about, but more often than not, you are just literally walking around endlessly trying to work out where to go, and it really infuriated me. This could all be fixed with just a little bit more direction, just a dot on the map, you know, highlight the mission, show me where to go with a little dot on the map, because it really was a pain. I was going backwards and forth, I was going back to the very first place I started, then the second, and basically just eliminating all the places I hadn't been to try and work out where to go next. And it really did spoil it for me. You know, it's a really nice game, but that is something that needs to be fixed. I don't know how they can do it. Just a simple dot on a map, I'm sure they could add that in with an update. I found myself actually with a pen and paper writing down directions, so when I got to a signpost, just in case I forgot them. And especially if you're a younger kid or you're trying to get young children to play this, one of your kids, it's going to make them really frustrated, because the actual combat is so easy. The game is very, very easy, but to actually progress through the missions was very, very difficult. The puzzle elements of the game, they were fun, but they were nice and simple. It was really a case of just hitting your sword or using your bow and arrow to hit something against a wall to unlock a certain part of the building, and a few little mazes. They weren't particularly challenging. It was challenging enough, but nothing that anyone would really struggle with unless you're very, very new to this genre of game or a very, very young person playing it. The boss fights weren't particularly challenging either. Once you've got a few upgrades to your sword and armor, you just have to swipe at them a few times and dodge a few things, but it was pretty simple, to be honest. But again, enjoyable, but nothing too challenging that anyone is going to really struggle with. If you're a fan of the old Super Nintendo games, Game Boy games, those Zelda games on those systems, you are going to love this game. Visually, it looks fantastic. It has really nice, bright pixel art, and you can see the influence of Zelda in this game is massive. And visually, I haven't got any problems with the game. I thought it looks really, really good, and it played nicely as well. There were no kind of faults with the game. Everything loaded up really well. The load times were fantastic. The frame rate was great. But again, with a small game like this, you expect that. If there were any kind of game breaking bugs, I think it would just be more and more frustration. But visually and bugs and faults, nothing to complain about. And visually, I think this looks really nice. Just from my own personal taste, the audio was okay, but it did get a little bit repetitive. There were the odd occasion that I did turn the volume right down, particularly if you're going round and round a town trying to find a certain item. It just made me a little bit frustrated, but it's a nice soundtrack. It's paying homage to those Zelda games, and it sounds like a Zelda game. But just from personal taste, I did find it occasionally a little bit too repetitive. I just want to end this video with a few final thoughts, and it's a really fun, simple action adventure game on the Nintendo Switch. Made incredibly frustrating and far too challenging by not enough information in regards to where to go on the missions. It means that the age bracket of this game, or you need to have a lot of experience playing this game. It's certainly not for younger kids, because I don't feel like they would be able to follow the missions to be able to find out where to go. So it really means that you're pushing that age range up to late teens, maybe even adults, or just someone who wants a little bit of reminiscence, a reminder of those classic Zelda games. But when they're available on the Nintendo Switch Online, is this good enough to challenge them? And if they fix the issue, I believe, with the missions, if they can add more information on how to actually go about completing the missions and where to go in the game, I think it is. But until they do that, I believe that this one needs to wait for a sale, and I would probably hold off buying it if I were you. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have played the game, have you found the same problems that I have, or is that not an issue for you? Are you just really enjoying the game? Let me know in the comments below. If you're new, do hit that subscribe button. But thank you so much for watching. Take care, guys. See you in the next video.